Hi there, hello, welcome to Internet. This is, it's not a good place. Don't click on anything you see. One of the primary functions of today's Internet is to maintain friendships by sending memes to one another. You do that a few times a week, and then you only have to talk to each other like once every 3 to 4 months. When I see a video of a CEO and his HR lady caught on a kiss cam and ruining their lives, I think, you know who would like this? Frickin' Jonathan from that job I had 18 years ago. Thank you, Internet, for keeping the Jonathan and Ryan flame alive for another day. Acquaintanceship maintained! This might seem like a really new specific thing to the 2020s, but today I want to talk about how this kind of thing's been going on for decades, tens of years. And I'm gonna prove it with this internet video that I'm trapped inside of right now. That's right, strap into your nostalgia planes. Because today I want to talk about the rise and fall of email forwards. And why, in a weird way, I have them to thank for my current job at the YouTube factory. So come along as I fondly remember a time from the past, kinda like Ray Liotta at the beginning of Goodfellas. Email forwards were the best way to show people via the internet that you were the funny one in the family or friend group, and that you would go to any length to fill the gaping emptiness inside with even the briefest of sweet, unobserved, self-affirming chuckles. Like a sad clown sort of deal. Jamie, keep that Goodfellas bit going as long as you see fit. When I say email forward, some of you already know what I'm talking about, especially if you have a 1-9 at the start of your birth year. And funny enough, if you have a 1-8, you probably don't understand anything. How are you still here? If you're a young person, here's the gist. Basically, email forwards were these email messages sent from a stranger to another stranger, to your aunt, to your grandma, to another aunt, to your mom, and finally to you. They'd have email subject lines with more FWs than there are grains of sand on the beach, and more colons than the trash can at a colectomy clinic on a busy day. Then you get to the body of the email, and there were so many greater than signs indenting the original message that you're actually kind of reading the words vertically rather than horizontally. And if you were anywhere from 9 to 13 years old, every single email forward was absolute gold. What is your date of birth? July 18th? What year? Every year. Gold. All of your responses must be oral, okay? What school did you attend? Oral. Gold. Are you sexually active? No, I just lie there. Inappropriate gold. But why? Why would people use emails for sending jokes instead of using them for what we use them for today? Begging to be unsubscribed from marketing newsletters that we never even signed up for. Well, part of it's because it's just a continuation of human life. People have been doing this stuff from way before email even existed. Email was just one stop on the meme history timeline that led us to where we are now, blowing a little air out of our nostrils as we stare at our glowing rectangles as the world burns. Before email existed, people would forward this kind of stuff as actual physical mail to each other. They'd copy the same message and send it through the mail over and over. Jokes, scams, a lot of scams. These were called chain letters, and that's because the term chain mail was already taken by a bunch of wusses who were too scared to take swords straight to the chests like real men. As I mentioned, lots of scams happen this way. One person would start the chain letter and send it to a bunch of people saying stuff like, send me $100, then forward this to 100 friends and have them send you 100, and so on. Real classy and classic stuff. Somewhere up in heaven, Bernie Madoff is smiling down on us. He bribed someone to get in. Heaven's surprisingly open to bribes, as it turns out. Some of these chain letters were pretty crazy though, while also being scammy. Like there was one called the Underpants Exchange. Send one pair of pretty underwear of your choice to the person listed below and send a copy of this letter to 6 friends. If you can't do this in 7 days, please notify me because it isn't fair to those who have participated. You will receive 36 pairs of pretty panties. It was like a pyramid scheme, except whoever started this just got a bunch of underwear in their mailbox. We can only assume that the chain was started by a totally normal guy who didn't do anything weird with them at all. Then there's one of the oldest chain letters ever written by a fella named Jesus Christ. I didn't pronounce that right. Jesus Christ. Or potentially someone lying, like a liar. Yeah, maybe that might be it. 55 years after Jesus had been resurrected and descended into heaven, he decided to author a letter offering wisdom to his human charges. From there, the note was copied and circulated, each facsimile bearing a strange warning. He that copyeth this letter shall be blessed of me. He that does not shall be cursed. This chain letter was super hot in the 1700s. Honestly, I don't even really blame somebody for falling for this back then. This letter says Jesus wrote it. I could either believe that's true or go back to my regular life of having as many children as I possibly can and then dying of old age at 34. Hey guys, I got a letter from JC. Fast forward to the 90s. Do it on your little remote control. please. The internet is a thing that exists now, and naturally people want to send messages to one another, but this eventually devolved, but it was neat at first. Now it's more stuff like, send feet pics, please. You so beautiful. What size shoe and foot? Can I see your feet right now, please? Some email forwards started to evolve with their own form that could only really exist on email. Three men were hiking through a forest when they came upon a large, raging, violent river. Needing to get to the other side, the first man prayed, God, please give me the strength to cross the river. Poof! God gave him big arms and strong legs, and he was able to swim across in just 2 hours, though he almost drowned twice. Seeing what happened to the first two men, the third man prayed, God, please give me the strength, the tools, and the intelligence to cross the river. Poof! He was turned into a woman! She then checked the map, hiked 100 yards upstream, and walked across the bridge. Why'd he turn into a woman with a bikini? In that same vein, some email forwards really started to lean into the fact that email happens on a computer. You have just been hit with a water balloon. The first one of the summer. It's the start of Water Balloon Fight 99. You might think that's kind of cute, but a lot of people died in that fight. And if you look closely at the email, that's not an actual water balloon. Those are actual, those are computer symbols typed up to make it, you can't, they did the shape of the thing. The email goes on to say, go out there and hit as many people as you can before they get you. I mean, if you got the email, you've already been gotten, and how are you supposed to know if someone has already been hit by a water balloon? Or it doesn't count if you didn't throw it at them? Instructions were very unclear, so you'd keep getting the same email over and over for like a week. It was kind of charming, like in the same way that a smoke detector with a low battery that you can't find is charming. Sometimes email forwards would try to scare you into sharing them though, like this creepy pasta? I'm not sure how to say that. Anyway, this email screams, I just found out how to change font colors and highlighting for the first time. When you already start reading this, don't stop or else something bad will happen. Yeah, at this point you're done. It already got you. Because like when you watch the video from The Ring, what are you gonna do? Stop watching it? Turn off the TV? No, you keep watching. My name is Summer. I am 15 years old with blonde hair and scary eyes. Yeah, when I went to get my driver's license, I had to choose between blue and scary. I have no nose or ears. Damn, can't even wear sunglasses to hide those scary eyes. The fuck? If you do not send to 15 people in the next 5 minutes, I will appear by your bed tonight with a knife and kill you. Ah! No! Is what you would say when you would get this email. No! Don't kill me with a knife. I didn't even, I shouldn't have opened this email at all. And you might think that was the end of it, but Summer is not done. You must take this seriously. I never send mails like this, but I really don't want to mess up your life if you send to less than 5 people. You'll have bad luck for the rest of your life. What the? Bad luck and I'm dead? What does that even mean? Is a bird gonna shit on my tombstone? My skeleton's gonna spill coffee on itself before a big important meeting? My ghost's gonna get sucked into a Roomba? I'm still scared of this though. I can't even really wrap my head around what the point of these email forwards were. Like, why did someone write that and send it out? Like, haha, I will trick people into reading this super scary story I wrote and then that'll lead to, Fast forward again with your little clicky thing to 2005. That's right, you're Adam Sandler in this situation. 2005 is what I think was the beginning of the end for email forwards. They were having a good year and then frickin' Andy Samberg came along. He tracked down that girl Summer with the scary eyes and he killed her in the middle of the night. That was a little bit of fan fiction. Maybe that didn't happen. But what he and the Lonely Island did do was make a video on SNL called Lazy Sunday. And they made that video about 5 months after the launch of a website called YouTube.com, which was where I'm trapped. That's where I am to this day. I'm a genie in a YouTube, baby. Gotta hit like and replay. Well, the wild success of Lazy Sunday was like the tipping point for the platform and sent it into mainstream popularity. People were going around like, did you see that new Lazy Sunday thing on that new thing, YouTube.com? This is so, everything's new and exciting about this. YouTube's traffic went up 83% the week that Lazy Sunday was uploaded. You know how many percents that is? More than 81, I'm pretty sure. And ironically, that wasn't just like people talking at the water cooler. People were forwarding this link to each other by email. Remember from the rest of this video? People were like, you mean I don't need to attach a 12 megabyte video file that has 4 pixels in it? I can send a link that will play the video and people can then see that video? This is crazy. Sign me up. And sign up they did. Everybody wanted a piece of the YouTube pie and it grew. It was a weird, crazy time. P. Diddy put out a video saying that he and Burger King decided to buy a channel on YouTube. And then he was intensely roasted online because of course that's not how YouTube works.
Are you getting my Whopper? Cause you sure ain't moving. You ain't moving.
I wonder what that guy's up to now. So in what was kind of a poetic way to go, email forwards forwarded themselves out of cultural relevancy by helping this huge platform rise. And then other ones popped up. You probably heard of them also. It became a whole lot easier to share things with each other with the rise of social media, and email forwards kind of helped that happen in a way. And on a personal note, that Lazy Sunday video is actually what inspired me to go into comedy video production. After I saw that, I went down this Lonely Island rabbit hole. I watched all the stuff they were doing on Dan Harmon's Channel 101, and these people were just making stuff from home with no real concern for incredible production quality, just making funny stuff with what they had. So in a way, I owe everything to email forwards. I owe my life to email forwards. Anyway, thank you, email forwards, and thank you for watching. Now forward this video to 15 people or your 3 favorite cousins will die, and I'll show up next to your bed with scary eyes and a knife and give you bad luck and the cankles. You'll have cankles. Forward it now! Hi there, hello. Please hit that subscribe button. I am a disembodied head, so you can trust me. You can trust me.